Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a reading. I've got a new deck that I'm excited to try out. It is the Quantum Oracle deck. So I'm going to use this deck to get some general energies around what message wants to come through today. Let's see. Let's see what messages want to come through today. The Sacred Temple. This is a number 5 card and it says Spirit. 5s are about change. The Sacred Temple. Okay, let's pull some more before we get into what messages are coming through. Any more? Any more from this deck? Ooh, there's a lot. Okay, let's take them. I'm keen to see the cards in this deck, so I usually wouldn't take that many. Okay, we have number 1 card, Energy, Courage. And then we have 5, Events, Travel. 2, also Events, and this is Loss. And then another number 2, this one is Intention, and this one says Peace. These cards are so beautiful. They are so stunning. Okay. This feels like a very sacred time. Like there is a lot of healing happening with the purpose of connecting us to Spirit, to God, to love. I'm getting creating heaven on earth. The sacred temple is up in the clouds. Well, it looks like it's up in the clouds. There's lots of clouds around it, but there's still mountains in the background there. So it almost feels like 2 worlds in one, heaven on earth. So this is a very sacred time. And even though I think for most people it is a really difficult time, and especially if you are on an awakening journey, on a spiritual journey, the ascension to this place has been super challenging, especially lately. But there is such an ethereal feel, a magical feel, a blissful feel to all of it. Even though it's been challenging and exhausting and painful and so many things, this still feels like it's happening. Like what you might be seeing in your reality is loss. You might be seeing conflict and chaos and confusion and even feeling lots and lots of emotional pain. But it's almost as if within all of that happening in your 3D world, we are already tapped into the 5D world. And almost inside there's a knowing and a peace and so much understanding with all this light. And at the same time, a lot of uncertainty, because we are no longer living only from our minds, only from a logical place. We are living from a heart-centered space and a higher place, even, from higher consciousness. And yes, our 3D reality looks one way, but it's a transition process. Fives are changes, It's almost as if we are in two worlds at the same time. And we really have to allow the process, as hard as it is. Sometimes I ask myself, what is allowing? I don't often know if I'm resisting or allowing until I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, this is too much. And then I realize, okay, I'm resisting. Allowing or resisting doesn't necessarily look like doing anything or not doing anything. It could be either. It doesn't look like being happy and good or being sad and crying. It could be either. It could be somewhere in the middle. Resisting or allowing would mean that just being whatever you are in that moment. If you are sad, be sad and cry. If you are happy, enjoy it, laugh, get lost in it. If you are confused, accept it. I don't know, acknowledge it, speak it, say it. I don't know God, Spirit, but you do. If you know something, say it. If you know it with absolute confidence and conviction, say it. And if you know there's something that you need to do, and there's just this urge, this knowing, there's just this clarity and this push to do it, then do it. So allowing is about being whatever you need to be in that moment. And it's a lot about feeling, and we have to allow ourselves to feel, because our minds, sometimes it can feel like you're going crazy if you are too much in your head. Obviously, we need the mind and the heart to connect, and then that gives us that moment, what to do, how to act. But we have to connect to our feelings, still be spiritual and practical, still be spirit and flesh at the same time. But we really have to allow ourselves to feel at this time, and we are feeling so much. But it is a transition period where we are transitioning from an old life, an old version of you, an old world entirely, an old life. Could look like work, changing from a corporate job to a spiritual job, or being in the same field but doing things differently. It could look like travel, like moving house, or just moving along on your journey to a different place. It could look like, I used to be the shy, quiet person, and now I am being asked by Spirit to put myself out there and engage with the spiritual community or the world at large and share my gifts. It could mean I've worked for so long and so hard. Maybe it's time to take a vacation. Mommy. We are moving forward, and it is no longer time to stay where we've been for so long. So travel could actually mean literal travel, a vacation, or a move, a permanent move, or just going to a new place. You always eat at the same restaurants, trying a new one. This is also a 5, change. And there's lots of things, events happening right now, situations changing, and we need to allow that. If you are feeling discomfort being in the same house or in the same job or in the same relationship or just doing the same routine, it's time to change things up and try new things and allow new things. Often the new things would come to us. We don't realize how much our subconscious dictates our reality and what plays out, what our experiences will be. And often we can see that as a negative thing, because we have a lot of programming that is outdated and harmful for us, and old beliefs and ideas of how things should be. But also we have these unconscious desires that is connected to our soul purpose, these things that we feel passionate about, that we love, people. You might really love sketching, or painting, or running, a person, a place. You might really have wanted to live somewhere. These deep, deep, deep desires and passions are often so subconscious in the background, but they still lead us to where we need to go. Our soul will always lead us there, and our heart will try and communicate to us through our emotions what it is that we want and don't want. And we really need to pay attention at this time. What are those things that make your heart sing, make you feel alive? Because we are here to be alive and love and have connection and experiences. And if you've been feeling dead and stuck, then turn to your heart so it can guide you to your soul. What it is your soul is trying to show you, and what your soul wants for you in this life. And that's what alignment is. And manifestation. We always talk about manifestation, and it's not all about, I can make lots of money, I can manifest a car, a person, a relationship, a job, whatever. Those things are secondary. It's nice to have, it's rewards, but real manifestation is just aligning to what your soul has intended for you. Because once you do that, never mind the 3D, physical, tangible things that we are manifesting, like the abundance, the physical abundance, the wealth. What we ultimately deeply want more than anything in this world is fulfillment and love and peace and joy. This card has someone on a swing up in the clouds. This is like a fantasy dream world. There's hot air balloons, and there's 2 swans, and this makes me think of unconditional, eternal love. This card just beautifully depicts what we really want to feel and see, but also experience in this world, and that is possible. And we need to set our intentions on not just the physical manifestations of wealth and abundance, but the internal alignment with our soul, so that we can actually feel it, because that's how you maintain your manifestations and your abundance. You can manifest the car and the money and the person and the career, but how do we maintain that? By maintaining our frequency, which you can only really do if you are embodying that energy. If you embodying the energy of love and wealth and peace and joy, then it's almost like in the 3D you have to do no work to attract the tangible things that are in alignment with that for yourself. It just comes naturally. And often we focus too much on the 3D tangible manifestations and not embodying and feeling as if we are the abundance, you are the success, you are the joy, you are the peace, and you are the love. And the things that come to you, the person you fall in love with and have a relationship with and get married to, is just a reflection of that inner state of who you are. And this is what creating heaven on earth is. As within, so without, as above, so below. So we are being asked, I hope my boys are not too loud. We are being asked to have courage, and this is going to give us the energy, as in the motivation and the drive, but also the internal energy, in the sense of embodying those beautiful qualities, so that we can create this magical world. We are being asked to have courage, and courage means to do it anyway. He's standing there looking into the woods, and courage doesn't mean not being afraid. It means feeling fear and doing it anyway. And this is what we are being asked to do, being courageous in the pursuit of happiness, courageous in the pursuit of love, courageous in the pursuit of the things that set our souls on fire, because we do deserve to have that. We deserve to have that. I don't know what my camera's doing. Focusing. Okay, that went on longer than I thought. I did want to pour some tarot. So, let's see what comes through. My guys are so loud. Let me just ask them to quiet it down a little. Hard to work from home with the kids around. Actually, it's not hard. It's amazing. It's amazing, but it does get noisy and busy. Okay, let's get some cards. I'm not going to ask to clarify anything specific. My guides are saying this card, he's lost his boat, like it's come untethered from where he started, and it's sailing off into the sunset without him, and he's standing there in all this water, in his emotions, and he just has to stand there and watch this ship sail away. We kind of have to there's nothing you can do. He could try and swim after it and just exhaust himself, or try and get to it. Sometimes we just have to let it sail away and allow the loss. Yeah, loss is not loss. Everything is energy, and energy just takes form. And whatever we perceive to lose in one way, he might just get a bigger, better ship. Or he might, for the time being, let that go and go back onto the shore and find something else meaningful. It's not actually the physical things that we have attachments to. Yeah, yes, that's what we need to let go of. But it's how that thing makes you feel. It might make him feel free and independent, or purposeful. Like he has a purpose. But there are other things that can make you feel the exact same thing. The real spiritual flesh